Hey guys.
Oh, well, you can do it.
Hey guys.
Okay.
Welcome to the Drift Podcast, episode 21.
21.
So,
Yeah.
first episode of 2019, and we're here today with the guys from D1WA, and they're here to talk a bit about the 2019 season and the Josei-No Dorifuto Ladies League of WA.
Yeah. Tahlia and Amie, give us some introductions.
Hey guys.
Hey, how you going?
Alright.
So, for those of you who are watching that don't know me, I'm Tahlia. I've been involved in drifting, I think it's my 13th or 14th year with event organisation. Started off, probably 12 years ago or 13 years ago with WA Drift, which is now Drift West, and then recently, or 2 years ago, moved across to D1WA. So I'm currently not drifting, but will be for the first time this weekend, this Sunday.
Awesome.
But I drive a 2004 WRX STI, and that's kind of like my weekender.
Is it blue?
And I have a 1970. Hey?
Is it blue?
No, it's black.
Ah,
She
Okay,
does
see,
not
there you go.
like
No, it's cool. I like black WRXs, they're sick. So is that like a properly like rear-wheel drive converted one, or has it had like a different engine and stuff put in, or?
Well, is that a drift
No,
car
no,
or
that's-
just a street
That's
car?
not a drift car. That's just like my
okay.
weekender.
Yeah.
And then I have a 1974 Tirana, V8 Tirana as well.
Oh,
so
yeah, that's sick.
kind of, yeah.
Nice.
From both ends of the spectrum
Yeah.
there.
Yeah,
a bit
that's
of-
cool.
Aussie bogan and Japanese bogan. Cool.
Yeah, exactly.
And how about you, Amie?
So obviously I'm Amy. I'm also on the committee of the D1WA. I've been involved in drift for probably about 4 years now, on and off in regards to supporting, being an official, as well as starting out with Drift West, and eventually when I got the invite moved over to D1WA to further help and do what I can to progress.
Yep.
I've just always enjoyed the sport. Originally, I got involved to help further progress my own personal company. We run a hobby workshop here in WA called DIY Garage WA. Through there, we've built quite a few drift cars. We've got quite a few race cars, that sort of stuff. As far as my cars, my personal car, what I drive day to day is a Audi A3 Quattro. Done a bit of modification to that one. Unfortunately, everyone knows when I'm coming down the street now. But as far as the list of cars, it's probably a little bit of a rap sheet, got a little bit of a black book going. But the main one that you guys are interested in today is a beautiful electric blue RX-8 Mazda with a conversion to a Australian Barra.
Yo, okay,
Yeah, right.
that's
Yo.
interesting.
A turbo barra.
Yeah, that's the one. So it's currently running 930 newton meters of torque with 504 horsepower at the rear wheels.
Wow.
That's
okay,
enough.
that's hectic.
Yeah.
Yeah, how did
Yeah.
it go, like, fitting into the front of an RX-8? Because
Yeah, they're
I got to
pretty
work
small.
on
They're
one
pricing
real
as
recently,
well.
and they're real small.
Yeah, they are. They're tiny. It's pretty front end heavy, but the
imagine.
actual car itself and fitting the engine in went really well. There was barely any modification required, like engine mounts. Obviously, it's different shaped engine and everything.
Yeah.
The actual like bashing of the gearbox tunnel and all that sort of stuff, it actually slid right in.
Oh, yeah, that's cool.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Are they like the later model MX-5s where they actually have a recessed firewall, and is that why it fit a bit easier? Or because I know that those ones have a
Could have
recessed
been.
firewall.
It's a 2008 model, so
Okay.
I'm not too sure. It
That's
just
pretty late
fitted.
model too.
Yeah,
That's interesting.
That's cool as,
Mm.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Cool.
sure you guys will see it in the photos if they get released from the weekend. I'll be in the RX-8, so
Well, hopefully there's some video of that, because that'd be sick.
Yeah.
absolutely, someone will post something. My failed attempts.
Can Matt Hawker and Hamish Forsyth, if you guys are still listening, are you able to just say the audio's working in the comments as well, just to make sure? I know we were having trouble with our audio last episode, so yeah, just see what they, if it's still working fine, just let us know.
So, yeah. What made you guys get into drifting, I guess? You know, like, start off with that.
Well, I guess neither of us have actually drifted yet.
Yeah, well, like both of you guys have like a pretty lengthy history of actually being involved with drifting as a sport and stuff like that. So yeah, what interested you to start doing that?
Yeah, so I guess for me, I was kind of brought across. I used to help with event management for the V8 Supercars when they were here in Perth.
Oh, true.
And when WA Drift was first created by WA Sporting Car Club, I was kind of, poached to come across and help with them at the time. Like, I was like anti-Jap. And we all. So, but it was lots of fun, and I don't know, I just loved it, loved the people, loved the atmosphere, loved the cars, hence converting to Jap as well. And then have been wanting to drift for a really long time, but being so involved in the organisation side of things, just haven't really had a chance until now. So, yeah.
That's cool. No, that's rad. That's awesome being involved in the V8 Supercars as well. That's like sick.
Yeah, for sure. I think I just fixed the audio. Yeah, I did. Sweet. Awesome.
Bloody
Thanks, Skype. Just blame Skype for changing its settings all the time. Cool. Okay.
You didn't hear any of my conversation. Wait.
No, we didn't. It was only doubled for you guys, I think. With the way Skype was working. Anyway.
It could got too much as well. I don't know if that
No. Just blame Skype. For one thing I forgot to check before we started.
Okay, so Amy, how did you get started?
Yeah, so as I mentioned, obviously I've got my own company that's quite heavily involved in the industry. We sponsor, I think we've got about 7 drifters that we sponsor now.
Wow.
Yeah. So just being involved in those guys, some of the guys we give them a little plug. Jamie Worrell, Ethan Faithful, Sarah Holland, DJ Lobsher. Oh gosh, I'm sorry guys. Casey Rowland. I know there's someone out there that I'm forgetting, and I'm really sorry. But yeah, just always being. Oh, he'll hate me for this. Richard Lazar, our Dick Lizard.
I had a chat with Ethan Faithful actually yesterday. We shared some of his videos. For a King of the Hill event coming up in the end of this month. So, that was pretty cool too.
Fest event.
It's
going to be a good one. We're all sort of going to be out there supporting all of our guys. So, as I said, we'll try to foster a relationship with Drift West. So, keeping it real.
Yeah, that's it.
So, what type of business is it that you're able to sponsor? Because I know that there's a lot of people that are always, looking for sponsorships and stuff like this. So, like, I guess because we never had someone who sponsors an event on the show before, so we'll quickly just dive into that before we go further. What made you sponsor those guys, and what do you expect from them? I guess it would be 2 interesting things.
Yeah, no, that's cool. So obviously, the company's name is DIY Garage WA. So we are a fully on the way to being fully automated. Our previous shop was automated. We are a hobby enthusiast sort of workshop that caters for anyone that doesn't have the equipment or the facilities to be able to work on their cars. So we have a workshop that's fitted out with 6 hoists, 2-poster hoists that have all the equipment and tyre changes, balances, specialised equipment, jacks, you name it, it's all there for them to hire. And that there allows us to offer a facility to our drifters, or anyone really, but particularly our drifters that we sponsor, allowing them to basically maintain their vehicle after every event, do their tyre changes. We also supply their tyres, so are able to provide them at a discounted rate, better than what they'd be able to get elsewhere. And in return, we don't expect a huge amount. Obviously, give us a little plug here and there, share our videos and what we have to offer, wear a bit of our merchandise here and there, and sport our logos on their car.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
no, that's really cool.
Yeah.
That sounds like a rad business. I wish we had something like that up here. That would make life so easy.
So you hire a hoist for the day and hire tools. So if you don't have a decently kitted garage at your disposal, you just go and hire it for the day. Yeah, that's right.
exactly
That's right.
right.
Yeah.
That is
hire
so
it
cool.
At an hourly rate, so it's like $22 an hour. So if you can't afford to do that, you're not doing anything right. Well, I shouldn't say that. So, yeah.
Yeah. Does it get like cheaper if you're going to be there the whole day, or like is there like discount
We'll
rates and
certainly
stuff?
look after people.
Yeah.
Definitely look after people.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sweet.
Yeah.
That's
We-
pretty cool.
Initially started up like a club sort of aspect for them to sign up, and then they get membership rates throughout the entire year, that sort of thing. So
Right. It's like a subscription almost.
Yeah, no, that's rad.
sort of, yeah.
That's cool. Yeah, I think I heard of something similar starting up in South Australia years ago. But yeah, no, that's right.
There's one or two across Australia, but we're probably in WA. We're the only one that's sort of managed to stick around, other than one other place, which is a little bit differently run than what we operate and offer.
Yeah, I know that I think the biggest trouble with the one that I read about years ago was the insurance issues with getting people who aren't like really qualified to do that kind of work to come in, you know.
I'm not giving away any of my secrets.
That's cool though. That's really cool. That's cool.
It is.
Okay. So have we spoke? Yeah, we've spoken about that one. Well, let's just talk about D1WA a little bit then. Let's go with what are your planned events for this year? I forgot to put up a post. I'll post it later on of your schedule for the rest of the year. But what are your bigger planned events that you have that you would say your more notable events that you've got coming up? Obviously, we've got the one this weekend that's female only. We'll talk about later. But what are your other events other than that one that are coming up that people should get keen for?
Yeah, so in the first half of the year, we run Give It a Go events, which is similar to the women's event we'll chat about later, but basically it's for newbies who want to come down and sit with a trainer and actually learn how to drift. Really simple setups like figure eights and jelly beans. So we have those Give It a Go days. We also have practice days for people wanting to transition from Give It a Go to a slightly harder layout. We have different practice days where we hire out a different venue. It's just like a full day of practice for maybe a little bit more experienced people. We also have our 2-day Matsuri events, which we hold down at Collie Motorplex, which is about 2.5 hours south of Perth. And they're pretty much just like a full-on weekend of fun with serious track time and just heaps of like drifting with mates.
Typical Matsuri.
Are they? Is that a continuous run track, or do you have to stop and line up?
No, it's continuous.
That's
yeah.
awesome.
Yeah, that's cool.
Grouping. So a little bit similar to how I think it's D1 and Z run their grouping style system. Okay. We did that at our last Matsuri last November. It worked really well. So we got a lot of positive feedback from members and drifters that came through.
Okay. Oh, that's sick.
Awesome. You should give a listen to our What Makes a Good Drift Event video, podcast. I'll tell you how to
Maybe
make
you guys should fly over and just show us.
Are you going to sponsor our flights?
Get my car down. I'm keen to drive.
If I could have been driving down, I would.
So we had J-Mac on maybe, I think it was mid last year or something around that.
Yeah. Just a bit before our Matsuri.
And I saw, and I shared a video recently he did about the Driftability event. Was that with you guys, or was that with Drift West?
So that was with neither club. So that was kind of like a standalone event. Yeah, it was organised by one of our committee members, but it was more of a personal event for him and what he wanted to do, giving back to that part of the community. Yeah, awesome. So D1 did help out.
We offered the support, the help, tents, merchandise, well, not merchandise, but just the physical help behind the scenes.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Like a pretty cool event, pretty cool idea.
Yeah, I would like to see it happen up here. That'd be really cool. Just to see some of those people get out there. You know, it'd be really cool.
Absolutely. It was really nice to see. I was there. I was helping out on the tent with all the sign-ups and everything, and just the people, as soon as they get out of the car, just their eyes, they're just totally different. It's just insane.
Can you, for the people who don't know, can you just explain quickly what the event was? In a couple
so Driftability, it's essentially a it's passenger rides day offered to those with disabilities and special needs. We also ended up opening up to the carers as well. So obviously there was plenty of carers on site, and they all the carers are a community, so they were able to help each other and allow each other to go for rides as well, which is not something they would usually get to do either. And it was an eye opener. It was really nice.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, my girlfriend's actually a community care nurse, so as well.
Yeah,
so, that's cool.
That's really cool. I would really love to see something like that up here.
Yeah. You guys do a comp as well as your Mat series?
Yeah. So we have a competition season, which is at the back half of the year. So with working with Drift West, the other club, we try and stay away from each other's competition season, obviously. So they have the front end of the year, we have the back end.
So it's a different layout?
Yeah, it is. So they generally used to run the main track at Barbagallo Raceway. Last year they switched it up and used different sections of the main track to create like smaller, more like Japanese style layouts. And we use the infield. So there's like a big pad where all the V8s park all their trucks in the infield of the main track at Barbagallo, and that's where we hold all our events. So our circuits are very much like tighter corners and smaller kind of footprint. So we run a 4-round event or competition season, and that's in the back half of the year from July onwards.
Oh, that's cool.
Cool.
Yeah, I like the idea of like the smaller track layouts. It gives some of the smaller cars a go again.
Yeah.
People
we both drive A86s and both are soon to be NA as well. So yeah.
That's cool.
You guys okay?
All right.
Moving on.
We don't have to what is this? We don't have to compensate for anything. So.
For Corolla drivers.
No hate 86s. We have clubs and everything over here, so
yeah. Well, you guys actually have I was speaking to, and I'm good friends with a couple of D1WA drivers, and one of them also drives comp in Drift West as well. Name is eluding me at this very second. Domenico Zaffino and
brother Alex.
And his brother, yeah. I hang out with them at Ebisu, so...
yeah. Well, I was actually over in Japan for their last Ibitsu Matsuri. And
in November?
Yeah, in November.
And I didn't see it.
Almost killed me.
Oh, yeah. They're wild drivers. Yeah, they're cool guys.
No comment. I was 32 with no cage, a seatbelt that didn't want to work, and an open face helmet. So it was my own stupidity for hopping in with them.
Hey, now, did I think about that, actually? The guy who rolled and had the big accident, he was from WA. Yeah. Was he involved with either of the Drift West or D1WA at all? No?
Okay.
He has previously drifted in both, I believe. But yeah, it was just a really unfortunate event that took place. But yeah, he sounds like he's on the mend. Know a couple of people that are friends with him, and he's got a really positive mindset. So
awesome. Well, I wish him best of luck for sure. Yeah,
complete freak accident.
We all do.
Yeah.
Such an unfortunate accident.
And on that note, I got an email from Andy, and all of the rules are changing for Ebisu. You have to have a cage to run. You have to have harnesses, and the passenger has to have a harness bar. Yeah. There was one more thing as well. I can't remember.
We'll have to go through it after.
Yeah. So
it's a change that needed to happen.
The track's going to have its own insurance. So people are going to be covered by their own the track insurance or something like that for foreigners. And you're going to have to pay the track for insurance to be covered, which is freaking awesome because it's so hard to find insurance that covers you. So hopefully something good comes out of that.
I hope so, and I hope it doesn't bump up the price too much for
honestly, you
drifters.
You can't compare the price when he's sitting there with $120,000 worth of back damages. There's no issue on the cost. My last trip was $13,000. And
it's a once in a lifetime experience as well.
$grand on safety equipment and insurance, then you can't afford to drive there. It's as simple as that. Speaking of the comp though, the D1WA comp. Who won last year?
So Mitch Lana won last year, and he has won
3.
Yes. No, it's 4.
Tell me you're going to have the dude who won coaching on Sunday at the female event.
He will be there,
Awesome.
but he will be training his partner.
No, that's okay. That's okay.
That's cool.
That's okay. No, that's
So
cool.
no, he has offered to lend his services, but he wants to obviously focus on his partner first, make sure she's all going okay, and then if we need him, then he can step in. But no, we've got a lot of good trainers coming up on Sunday. We have Michael Josei-No, who came second in last year's season for D1, and he's also Drift West 3-time state champion.
Oh, wow.
We have Ken Leong. I don't know if you guys have heard of him. He runs Drift
Yep.
right?
Yeah.
And we have Kev Toe. He's a very old school drifter from way back. He'll be there as well as like an assortment of other guys as well. So yeah, it's going to be a really awesome day.
Yeah,
that's
awesome.
cool, that.
Awesome. I swear I had something else written down for that. Oh, was there any other comp events other than the actual main comp event? Like, do you have like small mini comps? You know, like maybe one day only, or like you know what I mean?
Yeah, generally not. I know that D1 tried it a few years ago with Drift Wars down in Collie. So that was quite a big event. That was held in Collie. But generally, we just either have like fun events. Or practice and like driver training events outside of our competition rounds.
True.
Okay. All right, you can go next one.
Which is the next one?
Oh, pick one.
We basically covered that one there, didn't we?
Well, let's go this one.
Which one?
The second one from the top.
Second one. Oh yeah. So, who are your main female inspirations, or not female inspirations, to get into drifting? Like favorite drivers as such.
Yeah, this could be like someone you know in D1WA, or this
like
could be a Japanese or
driver.
international driver. You know, and it's not necessarily like what got you into it. Like, who is your inspiration? Who do you want to be like?
Yeah.
You know, like what's your end goal if you can possibly get to that point? You know.
I guess for me, it's not really about international drivers. It's more about the local drivers. So being involved in drift so long at a local level, I've really seen a lot of people come and go, and I pull my inspiration from them. So just kind of like a shameless plug here, but Michael Josei-No, who he's my fiance.
Fair enough.
So obviously I've been watching him drift for his entire drift career, but his style of drifting I really look up to. It's something that I want to try and emulate as much as possible. He takes on a real Japanese style of drifting and not so much the American. So yeah, he's, I guess, my number one inspiration. Number two, I don't know if you guys have heard of him, but Adam Borneo Truella from back in the day. He was kind of like WA's best drifter for quite a number of years. He doesn't drift anymore. But yeah, he's just like a nutter and can just drift anything that you put him in. So yeah, they're
That's
kind of like
cool,
the two people for me. Yeah.
No, rad.
And how about you?
For me, I'm sort of an open book. I sort of follow anyone and everyone. I'm a bit of a sheep, obviously. I'm a business owner, so I have the ability to be that way inclined.
Okay, well, who was your craziest driver in Japan that you saw then at Ebisu? Who did you want to be like, I want to drive like that?
Obviously, Alex. You guys know Alex. You know his style of driving. He's
He's a good driver.
He's next level. He's just insane. He's off the charts. So he's definitely one to follow. As far as other local drivers, obviously we've got our ladies that enter competition as well. Sarah, she is up and coming. We'll touch base on Sarah a little bit later as well, but she is an absolute inspiration for us. She's an amazing chick. She has a wonderful personality. She's doing it for herself. She's doing it for everyone around her. She was heavily involved in the driftability event as well, and she's got such a kind heart. She just wants to see everyone, including herself, progress to the next stage. So she's definitely one to follow.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah, that's sick.
Yeah.
Hells yeah.
You can go to the next one again.
Do we have anyone else to touch before we go down to that one? There's everything there. Start this one? Or...
Let's go. Yeah, this one. Go that one.
Yeah. What's it like going from being on the more organizational side of drifting to actually starting to drive now? Because I've never had to organize anything in my life except load my car up and go driving, so I wouldn't have a clue what goes in behind the scenes.
You don't even organize your bedroom.
Hey.
Hey, you guys drive 86s, no comment.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Mic drop, I'm out.
Drop the mic.
Lucky it's on a
wait,
stand.
it's on a stick.
Won't be in a minute. No, yeah.
I suppose for me, like, it's probably going to be super, like, weird. After spending so many years, like, behind the scenes, I'm probably going to be super critical of the event.
Just like yelling at yourself in mind.
Yeah, so normally I would, like, because I'm organising this event leading up to it, but on the day I'm just going to have to
put our hands up
walk away
and
from
walk
everything,
away.
and it's going to make me, I think I'm going to be more anxious about
The
that
event running smoothly.
Yeah.
than
yeah.
Uh,
yeah, no, that'll be...
I've probably done a lot more track than I have drifting, so it's going to be a lot of breaking bad habits and letting go of the steering wheel. We both,
as in grip racing that you've done previously.
So I'm just on and off, sort of nothing competitive, but it's definitely something I've enjoyed in the past. I like to try to push my limits around roundabouts and everything, but even though I shouldn't be.
I've done quite a racing, just fun stuff, but some in my Toronto and some in my Rex. So breaking those habits and learning to
honestly, it really applies. It really applies. Just brake really late and just go into a corner 3 times as fast as what you would grip racing.
Hardest one.
Simply, that is it. That is the only difference.
Steering wheel.
You'll figure it out. It'll come natural. You're not going to want to hold on to it when you want to transition. Having grip racing background, honestly, back when I was first starting, that's what everyone who was currently drifting at the time said, was like, just start doing grip racing events. It will teach you so much that really, really applies to drifting. Just with like late braking technique and stuff like that, and just feeling a car out, knowing in grip racing you're driving a car on the edge of grip, whereas in drifting you're just pushing it that little bit further, so
just breaking that traction.
But in grip racing you're finding that limit, so you've just got to drive past that limit and you'll pick it up. It's easy.
Which one are you going to go with first?
Top
one. So let's talk about the D1WA women's only event. Let's get into a bit of detail on that, because I've never actually seen one of these run in Australia before, and it sounds
I haven't seen one run worldwide.
Japan have
we're going to claim it as
Japan
the
have their own
first
ladies
then.
league. It's like covered by video option and everything.
I know that. Yeah,
And you live under a rock.
Yeah, I
eh?
probably do. I'm busy, man.
I'm busier than you. But let's hear about all the details of that, because I don't think there's been one run in Australia, and that's super cool. Like, I was telling my mum and sister about it, and they thought it was actually amazing, so they're keen to hear a bit about it too.
That's awesome feedback.
Yeah.
I guess originally it was just meant to be a bit of a private, a private drift day for us to just get in the car. And
the idea had been thrown around previously, but it was never taken seriously. We got to the point where we were like, screw it, let's do it. We've got to do it one day. Tahlia is potentially going to move into state one day, so we were like, we've got to do it now or it's never going to happen. Tahlia, being the amazing event organizer she is, just made it happen. It was organised and it's been 3-4 weeks.
Yeah, so initially I just kind of put out a call to some of people that females that I knew via like a Facebook group chat, and before we knew it, it just blew up. And I had to, but I decided to make it a D1 sanctioned event, and made like an actual Facebook event for it, and within like a couple of days we maxed out on entries, and
We actually had to extend it.
Yeah.
How many entries are there?
So yeah.
So there's 20 all up.
That's what we've allowed.
Yeah, because we didn't want it to be a massive field, because we want everyone to have enough time, which is what I can talk about like kind of a bit later on. So yeah, we limited the entrance to make sure that everyone had enough time and kind of not feel pressured. And yeah, so we've got people still on the waiting list now. So definitely looking to hold a couple more of these throughout the year.
Yeah. Wow,
awesome.
that's amazing. Yeah, like I don't think we've had a drift event max out that quick, except for like the original Matt series.
Yeah.
The way I see it is like both of us being partners of drifting, we never really have the opportunity to put ourselves in the seat because we're so focused on getting our partners in the seats. So we don't have that opportunity available to us unless there's a second car, but then it involves a second tow vehicle, a second trailer, a second car. It's 2 sets of competition round payments, practice. Like it's very heavily involved money-wise, and half the reason we did it was so that we could obviously have this opportunity to step up and have a go, see if there's something that we do enjoy, that they enjoy, and that if they want to get into it, then it gives them that opening to be able to go into a slightly more well-known environment, and where there's other pro drifters that are on the circuit at the same time as them without making them feel nervous or uneasy.
Yeah, no, definitely. That's sick. Yeah.
Because
It's
we've
like,
got, like complete newbies like Amy and myself. We've actually got quite a few. Most of the field are complete newbies. We've got people's mums, people's sisters, people's partners. But then we've got a couple of girls who've, done a few lessons before, like with Ken Leong. And then you've got maybe, I think there's 2 there who like are relatively experienced, but just want to brush up on their skills. So
Yeah, right.
that's a cool mix in the field, eh? Like that's awesome.
Yeah.
I did think of a question. It was a comment. It was like, I never wanted a girlfriend who was going to be into drifting as well, because that's way too expensive and I can't afford that. Or even to go into cars. Like, I'm really surprised that, you own multiple cars and stuff like this. Like, man, I can't afford that. You guys must be on those WA mining wages, because like you go on Ebisu like me.
Not no spanner on battery type of people.
You guys must be on $100 an hour mining wage. I can't afford that.
I did work fly in, fly out for 7 years.
Oh, there you go.
There we go.
It all comes to light.
I drive a computer.
Fair enough. No, you must be as broke as me then. All right, go to the next one.
So, you were saying that there was some 2 sort of experienced female drivers doing that event. But yeah, who are the top female drivers of WA? Because, we don't really get to hear much on this side of Australia about drifting in WA. It doesn't make it all the way over here. As I'm sure ours doesn't either, but,
Yeah, we don't really have too many female top drifters here. I think that's probably why you haven't heard much. We have Carla Fry. She's probably the longest and most experienced female drifter that we have here. She's been drifting for, God knows, it must be at least 6 to 8 years, I reckon.
That's awesome.
So, and I mean, she enters, almost every single Drift West drift event, and she's been around, as I said, for ages. So she's probably our most experienced. And then after that, you would have Sarah, who Amy mentioned before. She's quite new to drifting, but she's just picked it up like she's a natural.
Literally, she's only been involved in drifting for about a year, and she picked it up like it was handwriting sort of situation. Riding a bicycle, something she's done before, but she actually hasn't. Typical Kiwi, picks it up and keeps going.
Fair enough.
New Zealanders, drifting's in their blood.
Yeah, and there's actually a lot of female New Zealand drifters as well, I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
Good old Kiwi.
Yeah, exactly. Cougar Coley and everything. But Sarah, she's, as I said, she's an inspiration. She's one to follow. She is an utter natural. She criticises herself too hard, but she's probably does her well because it pushes her to exceed and do better. So
no, that's cool.
And then we have like a few girls who kind of just entered the like fun events. Don't really see them in the comps, but
they all live south as well. So that's understandable. They are from Matsuris.
Yeah, so there's Jazz Watkins, Christy, which is not her real name, by the way. Sinead,
the girl with 2 first names.
Yeah. So there's a few that are like experienced. Still, I'd say relatively learning. Yeah, but I'm really hoping that this women's event is going to kind of give them the confidence with experience to kind of take it further if they do love it. So yeah.
Now, there's no guys sneaking in with wigs on, is there?
We have one.
I knew it.
He promised to wear brass heel and a wig, Matt.
All right. If he's willing to do that, like, I guess.
Yeah, no, he's not actually drifting the event. He needs to test his car.
Exactly.
He's on a committee, so and he's lending his car to one of the women. So he just needs to test it out.
Okay.
It's like to see. So
he's got a minor excuse. I still expect a minimum wig and a bra.
Yeah.
Absolutely. We'll have it ready for him.
They used to do a full Roger Callum video in a little black dress. That'd be amazing.
We'll post that one. We'll repost that later.
I've got plenty of wigs.
This will be good.
Okay.
Yeah. How many guys are lending their cars? Because I was speaking to J-Mac earlier, and he said that there are some guys who are like donating their car for the day so that girls that don't own a car can still drive.
Yeah, so I think there's probably only 1, 2 or 3 women who have their own cars coming to this event. The rest are pretty much all their partners' cars that they're borrowing. So a lot of trust there.
Is there any that are just random and not actually their partner?
Well, Matt, I think, is the only person who's donating his car to someone who's not his partner. Okay. But all the rest are partners' cars, which is pretty cool. So
that's still rad. Yeah.
Are they comp cars or are they like basic practice cars?
They're drift cars.
Oh,
yeah, but like a competition level, like are we talking like 600 horsepower competition level drift cars that these beginners are meant to drive, or are we talking like basic S13s?
That are involved. I can't expect too high horsepower figures from them, but no, absolutely.
We have a lot of fans that like SRs. I don't like SRs, but we have a lot of fans that like SRs.
It's all right. I'll be drifting an SR. It's okay.
Yes, true. And you do not need high horsepower to drift, which is one thing I've learned.
Yeah, we drive 8.6s, we know.
Yeah. Hey, your 8.6 had a turbo.
It's still got one. It's still got one. All right. Next question. I did have it in my mind.
It was...
So what is it like getting into a largely male-dominated sport? I mean, obviously you guys haven't driven yet, but still even just prepping for the event, and what you're expecting from it, and like how has the reception been so far? It sounds like it's been pretty damn positive, but obviously there isn't many women in drifting. So how does it feel to come across and start doing it? And would you recommend it, having... so far, reaction?
It's pretty nerve-wracking, in all honesty. Like, it's intimidating, it's exciting, it's just so many mixed emotions. But there's, as we've said, such a positive feedback and turnaround by the guys. Like, obviously, they're all lending their partners their cars. They've shared the event.
Those partners' cars.
Well, someone's got to fix them.
Yeah, and I bet it won't be you.
Yeah, I'm feeling like pretty okay about it. In terms of like a male-dominated industry, I guess for me, I don't feel too intimidated because I've like lived like and breathed, the community for the last, decades. So I know all the guys pretty well. So they're kind of like family to me. So it's not something that I'm, not worried about. I suppose if I was someone coming in and I didn't know anyone, it'd probably be pretty intimidating. But I know that guys will be behind all of the women, like 200% here.
There's
They're
nothing
really
but
supportive.
support with it, so it's been really good.
Yeah, awesome.
That's really good, yeah.
Yeah, sweet.
Yeah.
You can go to the next one.
So, what's your overall future plans for the whole D1WA Ladies League? Are you going to try and push for something a little bit more Australia-wide in the future, or is it sort of just going to be a WA-only thing?
Is this for the women's event?
Yeah.
It's such a new event. We really haven't thought that far in the future. We are claiming it, obviously. But yeah, as far as future events, obviously we want to get a few more in for this year, especially if this one goes well. But where it could go, who knows?
Yeah, I mean, I'm possibly moving to Melbourne, so it's a possibility that I'll get Vic Drift involved. But we'll wait and see.
Claim it.
Yeah.
That'd be cool. Yeah, that'd be awesome getting Vic Drift involved. They've got quite a few events down there, and it's rad. I was actually talking with Lee the other day. He actually bought a bumper bar off me, and he was talking about a few cool events they had lined up for this year. So
yeah, nice.
I don't know what happened with
have
Facebook.
what have you broken?
No, it just dropped out. I don't know why. Anyway, we'll continue.
There you go. The next question.
What level are you guys aiming for in drifting? Are you going to be running with those pro guys, or are you just going to keep it simple?
Honestly, I think those pro guys need us. We're not going to get as much as we'd love to be bringing home the big checks. Yeah, I think the events need us too much, and it's more just, for me anyway, it's an enjoyable additional hobby that I already have. So
yeah.
For me, I've kind of had a feeling for a few years. This is like one of the reasons why I never started drifting, is that I'll probably get hooked on it. And I think that, if I enjoy this weekend, my personality is I'll just go full throttle.
And so you should. So you should.
So, if I enjoy it as much as I enjoy organising the events, then, I'll be pushing as hard as I can and to go as far as I can.
She'll then be converting it to a rear-wheel Subaru, sticking it out there.
Yeah, that'll be cool. Rear-wheel drive Subarus. I'm all for it.
Just import the one from Team Orange. It's easier.
No, there's a full Subaru drift club in Japan. They hit up Nikko Circuit all the time. It's rad. They got wagons and sedan. It's so cool.
Okay.
Yeah, Amy just kind of.
What's wrong with Subarus?
My bad. Sorry.
Don't even know. My plan is that after kind of get some practice in, that if it all goes well, I want to build a rear-wheel drive Subaru drift car. So that's kind of where I want to go.
Yes.
No.
Okay. I want some advice. Okay. Don't build a car. Just drive a car. Don't build a car. Just drive a car.
Just go out. First.
It's just go and buy an S13 and just drive that. You'll have way more fun than building it. Don't get stuck in that.
Unless you got someone who builds it for you.
Even still, you still gonna have something to drive.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I can't remember. Did you ask how many more events they're planning?
Said they want a few more events this year.
Yes. Do you doing more? One every, quarter or something?
Yeah, we'll probably try and get 2 more in, just because our calendar is pretty chockers, and also not only our calendar but the Drift West calendar and the Nishi D Drift School calendar. So we've got 43 events, drift events this year between all of the MCs.
That's almost every weekend. Wow.
Yeah, so trying to find a spare weekend to pop these in is going to be hard.
We're not interlapping and because obviously working in with the other guys, we don't want to take away crowds and drivers from their events. So if we can sort of have a level playing field where everyone is able to enter what they need to, have enough time in between events to repair any damage, that sort of stuff, is beneficial for everyone then.
Can Barbagallo run infield and outfield at the same time? Is it one of those types of tracks? I've never looked at the layouts to see.
So we've never had a dual drift event. It has been spoken about in the past, but at this point we have had events running out of track whilst we've had our comps or drift practice, that sort of stuff running. They quite frequently have super sprints, motorbikes, those sorts of things running whilst we've got the infield going, which sort of encourages the different types of crowds to come across as well.
Yep.
Get quite a few guys coming across in the full motorbike gear, seeing what we're all about and all that sort of stuff. So
Yeah, nice.
changing the picture, persuading.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
We're up to that one.
Yeah.
What would be your advice for other women looking to get into drifting, and or event organizers that want to set up something similar to what you guys have done?
How can we push it worldwide?
Yeah. The women wanting to get into drift, and I'll answer the event organisation.
Yeah, so women getting into drift, obviously follow as many drifting communities that you can. Obviously, this is something that's still fresh and new. Obviously, drifting's been around for however many years, and it's been a male-dominated sport, but we're going to change the future. We're going to do what we can. But yeah, biggest thing, keep an eye out. Social media is a massive, massive tool. Also, going to events, even if it's just your local drift practice or a local speaking to committee members, even drifters. It's a matter of putting yourself out there and actually asking the question, because if you don't ask, you'll never know.
Yeah.
And I mean, people aren't confident in like entering a prac event. They can always look at private hiring your local track, which is pretty much what we did. Then there's no pressure. There's no one watching you. You can just go out and make a fool of yourself, and there's no one there to really, to see. So yeah, I mean, get some friends together, go out, or even
the merrier.
That's it. Share the cost around. I mean, there's drift schools as well. I think in almost every state.
That drift school, yeah.
Yeah, we have one here, obviously. Drift School WA, New South Wales has Drift School Australia.
Yeah.
Big Drift do their own version. So yeah, I mean, there's plenty of schools out there, and just you got to remember that the guys are in the same boat as well. The guys get just as nervous at our Give It a Go events. So everyone's in the same boat. You just got to get out of your comfort zone and make that first step, I reckon.
Yeah,
for sure. Yeah, and obviously it helps to have a partner that's got a drift car.
Don't have to go out and buy one.
I mean,
they
supply the cars.
Yeah,
so,
Ken Leon's great. He has the full school set up. He's got 8 or 12 cars that he brings down. He has all of the trainers that come down and help support the event and jump in the cars with the guys, providing information and everything. So the facilities are definitely there. You just need to know about them, and that's again asking and finding out.
Yeah, for sure.
And for like other drift clubs who want to put on a similar event, I guess my advice is just to make the format really simple. Give them plenty of time to learn. So as I touched on before, we give the women 15-minute sessions. So it's really just to get them comfortable with the car. They've probably never been in the car before. Get them comfortable with the trainer as well, and just give them enough time to make mistakes and not feel under a time pressure. So I think that's really important. Also, you could create like a Facebook chat. So I think that probably really helped with a lot of the really new people. So having someone to chat to like straight away if they're unsure about something, and it also gets everyone to know each other. So everyone in the chat can see who else is going. And then when they arrive on the day, they don't feel so like a loner. They kind of go, oh, hey, I spoke to you in the chat, etc. So I think that really helped. As well. And I guess final piece of advice is just make sure your trainers are really on board with being patient, as with any new driver. But I think women probably tend to be a little bit more like easygoing on the car, so we're probably not going to send it. We're not going to like flick it around super hard, like clutch kicking, all that. Some women are going to be really kind of like anxious about braking the car. So I guess just having that extra patience from the trainer side of things to be like, okay, just give them that extra confidence. Okay, you're not going to break the car. It's going to be okay. Just, ease them into it. So,
yeah. And so I just wanted to touch on that. You mean one person will go out for a 15-minute session, then come back in? Is that how that day is working?
We will have 3 figure eights and 1 jelly bean all going at the same time.
Okay.
So there's 4 people out on track at once, and each person has a 15-minute session, and it will rotate the next 4.
Oh, that's really
What's
good.
separating the different little tracks, or like
The different tracks,
really, like,
yeah.
spread out, or
They are pretty spread out. The infield pad that we use is quite large.
Yep.
We just have cones kind of like separating them in terms of visually.
Yep.
Yeah.
We do have water barriers as well. But generally they're not going fast enough to get anywhere near the other track. So, yeah.
Yeah,
No, that'd be super cool. I like that.
Yep. And, you know, if you're not going too fast, hopefully the cars won't overheat or anything in that 15-minute time.
Yeah, it's going to be 30 degrees on Sunday, so
Not too bad.
it's not too bad.
Yeah, it's
But
probably comfortable.
30
but
degrees,
our weather
not too
over
bad.
here
I'm
is
like already
terrible,
dying.
Just I would probably suggest maybe if there's like a hose out there, and then that way you can just cool down radiators and stuff.
yeah, no, we've got like all of that sorted. Yeah.
Yeah, sweet.
That's rad.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Cool. Was there anything else you wanted to add to that
Yeah,
one?
is there anything you guys wanted to add to the day, or anything you want to say about D1WA?
I guess pretty much we're on Facebook or on Instagram. We have websites, so you can just punch in D1WA into Google or into Facebook, and you'll find us pretty quickly.
Yep.
We have all our events on Facebook, on our website.
If anyone wants to buy our merch, we have an online store now as well, which is awesome. All of our events we take our merch down to as well. Obviously, the more support we have, the bigger the sport grows, and the more people that can get involved, and the larger everything is. So, go WA.
Hell yeah,
That's it.
that's sick.
Yeah, and if anyone's got any questions, they can just Facebook message us.
Yeah.
That's the easiest way to get in contact with anyone on the committee.
Yeah.
And we can give you as much information as you need. So
We have a really good team backing us, so always got someone available if needed. Any questions, that sort of stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah,
That's
well,
sweet as.
hopefully some more young ladies, or even older ladies, I guess, can start
Getting into
drifting.
drifting, that'd be
Yeah,
sick.
thanks to this. And
Absolutely.
yeah, it'd be awesome to see some more. And it'd be really awesome if some other places like Big Drift and stuff like that maybe start looking into doing a similar event. That'd be pretty awesome.
Yeah, absolutely.
Awesome.
definitely look out for some possible footage and photos from the weekend next week. So
Yeah,
keen. We'll be
definitely
sharing
send
it, so-
them through so we can share them. And yeah.
Be awesome.
Will do.
Awesome.
I want to see you guys just like slap second and just bake.
Yeah. I just want to hear the Barra RX-8. That'd be sick.
Yeah. Are you driving the Barra
Jump
RX-8?
on, I will be there in the Barra RX-8. So jump onto DIY Garage WA's Facebook page, and you'll be able to check it out if you're interested at all.
Yeah, hells yeah, that'd
and
be
maybe
sick.
next time, any of your D1WA events live streamed? Because I know that's what Drift West are doing.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes, so our competition events are all live streamed, and we may look at live streaming a few of our other events, but generally they're not that like visually interesting if they're just track
Matsuris
days.
might be. Maybe.
Yeah, it's quite a large track.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
Usually it's an event that we just purely it's a case of just send it. So we get photos. We've got the people that come down to spectate, taking videos, that sort of stuff. But it's more of a driver's event for them to enjoy themselves.
Yeah.
Similar to what we have. We have at the end of the year a members only Jack's Hill event, which is again not necessarily for spectators, but it's something that it's our way of giving back to the members that obviously support the community.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah, sick.
Cool. Well, I think that about wraps it up with you guys. So thanks for
Yeah,
that.
thanks
Good
very much
luck
for
on the
coming on.
weekend. Yeah. And
Yeah.
No, thank you.
Thanks for having us on.
And again,
worries.
thanks for letting us know this was live.
No worries. Awesome.
All right, guys.
All right. Well, thanks for
Best
that.
of luck with it. Thanks for coming on.
Yeah, and send us through
Thanks
some
for the
photos and
plug.
we'll share them around.
Lovely. Thank you.
See you later.
Bye.
Bye.
That's rad.
All right. That's them out of there.
Sweet.
I do want to check because we dropped out on the Facebook, so
I blame Zuckerberg. Everything.
Have you got some news while I check some comments?
So, upcoming news. Brendan and I got selected for the Adam LZ event coming up in February. It's on a Sunday, the 17th. So
Right.
this is going to be heaps of fun. There was only a 35-person driver left, so like super stoked and absolutely amazed that we made the list. That'll be awesome. You should definitely come down and see us, say hi. We are working on some stickers and a few other little things that hopefully we can post in the future when we just test them out a little bit more, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, so definitely come down and buy some stickers or something. That'd be cool. As say hi. They're doing passenger runs. I'm not sure how much it costs or anything like that, but the event's on the Archie Facebook page, so just go out and double check that, and that should be a good time. I'm keen as for that. What else was there? There was...
Well, obviously we spoke a little bit about the power vehicles.
Oh yeah, there was that big safety reform now that...
Yeah, I got the email in front of me actually, so yeah. I'll
grab that.
I'll read that out. Is there any other events starting early this year? What about the event that Alex, who came on the show previously, went to?
Oh yes, Alex, one of the guys we had previously on the show, went to from Cali, had a New Year's Day event. I'm pretty sure it was. It looked awesome. I have not been able to add the photos into the video, so. But yeah, we'll post some of his photos on the Facebook page. It was rad. He drives that 1JZ Cressida.
Yeah, 70 series Cressida.
Yeah, so
yeah, boxy.
Super cool. Oh yeah, as you're saying, you got the email for
so I got
safety.
the email here. So it's full roll cage. Bolt-in is okay. Minimum 6-point around dash is okay. Full fixed back seats for passenger if you're going to take passengers. Harness bar no lower than 10 degrees and a 4-point harness. They don't specify brands or certifications. The items must be simply in good working order and safe. Insurance will be required for non-residents. This is something they're looking into with the track. They don't think it will be too expensive. I don't imagine it will be, and it'll be worth the money.
Yeah, 100%.
And they're working with a couple of seat and harness companies as well as Saito roll cages. And I've met the Saito roll cage guys. You can actually see the Saito roll cage in the background. Their
should be the next video.
Car is the green Laurel that you've been seeing drifting in our background. Yeah, so they're quality cages. They're probably the best made cages in Japan at the moment. So that's what you want if you're going over there. Don't buy the cheap Cusco stuff that's, 20, 30 years old. Buy something brand new. Like, it's going to cost you pretty much the same when I was looking into it. And they're a lot thicker cages. The Cusco and stuff and Safety 21, not saying they're crap cages, but
they're old technology.
They're old technology, and they actually aren't CAMS approved for Australian use either. I doubt they would be for America as well. Whereas the Saito roll cages use current laws and stuff like that. I don't know whether the current generation Cusco ones and stuff. I would imagine so, they've come up in to meet the new laws, but don't go with their older stuff because it doesn't even meet Australian design rules. So
nothing meets our design rules. Come on, it's Australia.
No, well, custom cages do. They'll even let you buy used and have stuff sent there. I'd probably consider even bringing harnesses with you.
Just so you know they're brand new.
I wouldn't buy secondhand harnesses. Go back, listen to our safety episode. Don't buy secondhand harnesses. Buy good ones. They're good Japanese ones. You don't have to buy Takata. It's just a Matsuri car. But find something local and just bring them with you. They don't weigh that much. Biggest trouble they're going to find is finding seats for large customers.
Send a Velo from Australia. They're comfy as.
Yeah, Velos in Australia, they're probably what they should really go with. But Andy had some seats on site, and I'm a small dude, and I couldn't even fit into them. Like, these were as small as like Bride Lomaxes, and man, I don't fit. Like, and there was some big New Zealand boys with us, and man, they didn't even they were just sitting on top of the seat pretty much. Getting seats that fit is going to be a big issue, but there's going to be enough people that are going to need them. The demand's going to be there to get quality stuff. Yeah. And they also said if you don't think your car is worth investing money into, I got the hiccups. for example, the body is too far gone, get in touch and they can discuss sale of the car, and they'll probably just upgrade you to a new JX100 or something.
Yeah.
And yeah, so at least that should sort some issues, some safety issues, and concerns over there. It's a
going
good
the right way for how crazy sort of drifting's progressing. I mean, you look at the driving from, I mean, I posted some of the videos from 2010 era to what people are doing now, and it's just almost double the speed, man. It's, drifting in general, like the style of it's progressed so far. So it's
speaking of drifting speed and style in Japan, New Year's. Yeah, that shit was lit.
That was so cool.
Yeah, those videos that are coming out from the Japan.
That video you shared actually got taken down.
Dead set.
Yeah, I went to go watch it because I came home from work. I went to go watch it.
I told you it got taken down from Twitter when they originally posted it. So I hope you guys caught it when I put it up.
Devastated I didn't get to download it because it looked super cool. I was at work. And my mate Josh actually told me, he's like, oh, that video you shared on the page was like super rad. I was like, oh yeah, Trav shared it. I've only just got home. He's like, go watch it. Went to check it. It was gone.
Wow. So because it still showed plates, and there were two solid stacks in that, but there was like a S15 that pretty much looked like a D1 car.
Was that the red and the yellow and green?
Yellowy, yeah.
Yellow and green. Yeah, that's the team reverse. They basically just drive D1 street legal cars.
Yeah,
which
they're
are like
wild, man.
450 horsepower, like
probably
265 semi-slicks. They're quick, bro.
Yeah, so that was a rad video. I hope we get to see that.
I'm hoping someone downloaded it.
Surely someone downloaded it. Yeah. But, keep an eye out for that if you see that.
New Year's here got shut down. That was boring.
Yeah, New Year's Brisbane. Damn. Damn.
I was devastated.
I was celebrating with family, so I don't care.
That's what I ended up doing.
Yeah. Lame. Anything else? Old. Any other news what we got coming up? Other than, so we got the Drift West King of the Hill that we just mentioned before. We have Adam LZ coming, and that you're driving at that.
Yeah.
And obviously got the female drift event this weekend.
Archie starts on the 3rd of February, so if you're keen to get some practice days in, Archie reopens beginning of February.
Yeah.
So get your car ready.
That'll be good. There'll be a lot of people practicing, or at least the people who are driving for this Adam LZ event. Are you going to be practicing on that day? Planning to, at least. Hoping to.
I'm hoping to. Hoping. Okay. Big hope.
And is there anything else coming up that we can think of? Anything international? I can't really think of much.
No, it's been. I mean, everyone's been busy with holidays.
Well, we got to remember,
and
it's also winter.
So,
in international. So, it's kind of, they're on their build phase at the moment. So,
but yeah, post pictures and videos of your builds. If it's snowing, we'd like to see what you're doing.
Yeah. So. And the Discord, we're setting up Discord.
Yeah, we've set up a Discord, so if you play Assetto Corsa or anything like that, try and join our Discord. I posted it up on.
But other than that, just even to just chat.
And we have a general discussion area, so any ideas that you would like us to try and talk about, or if you got ideas for or if one of your mates is a pretty popular driver, or he's doing something special, or he's holding a special event, let us know. We're keen to hear about it. So make sure you guys are letting us know, and send us through your cars. I'm really keen to see what some people are driving around the world as well. So we don't get every type of car here. So be rad.
Awesome, guys. Connect with us. You can get us on Discord. Links on our Facebook page. You can talk to us on Instagram, Facebook. And YouTube even has messaging systems now. You can listen to us on all the podcasting stuff, including Spotify and Apple Podcasts, Podcast One, all that jazz. And watch us on Facebook if it doesn't cut out again. And thanks for listening and watching, and we will catch you next time.
Yeah, peace.